So continuity on this project, the videos that for it haven't been very consistent, but I thought I'd do a video on my second thing that I've designed for 3D printing, and this one actually turned out good for the most part. And I needed a way to mount my solid state drives in the front of this case. And I was going to mount it using the motherboard standoff screw points, but then I realized I could mount them to the front of the fans, and that would ensure they get good cooling as well. So designing this, though, was a lot more work than I expected. This was my first revision, and I was just thinking, all right, well, I make a plate that holds them together, and then I maybe double-sided tape them down or something. I did a really bad job drilling the holes because I was being lazy. This was really easy to design. And I made a second revision, which I put holes in, and I made the opening bigger. But I did not realize that 4mm tall holes was going to be a bit much. And luckily I kind of saw it when I was printing, that's why it's just so thin. I canceled it after like 3 layers, and I ripped this off and I held it up, and I was like, those holes are a little big. And this is Rev 3, 3mm high holes. And I'm still running the rectangular holes because I was too lazy to measure and figure out what the proper spacing of the drives was. So I think memory serves correct. This is 80mm tall, and I think 85 wide. I wanted 10mm walls and then 3mm thick because I figured that'd give me some good strength, which it's okay. It's a little, flexy, but it works. And then Rev 4 was when I realized that, maybe I could mount this to the fans. And I believe at this point I was 82mm tall. And add a little bit to the bottom, so when it mounted to the fan, actually I can just hold it up to the fan and find out. Yeah, so when it mounted to the fan, which actually would be this way, but it would have support against the bottom of the case, since the fans are slightly above the bottom. And I basically added 10mm tall studs, and I didn't feel like making them round, so squares. But then I started getting fancier. I thought Rev 5 was going to be my final rev, and these did work out pretty good. I got my 4 mounting points for the screw holes for the fans, so I could just mount a fan directly to it. Ended up having this weird offset, so I had to, here we go, had to mirror it so I could put them one on each side. But yeah, I ended up committing and printing 4 of these because I was using them temporarily. Then we get to Rev 6, which basically I tried to slim things down to allow for more airflow, and I put screw holes in, which I believe ended up being too small because Rev 7, oopsies, that's Rev 7. You can see the holes are a little bit bigger. Then somebody gave me the crazy idea of, well, maybe I should make it so the air is actually forced to go through the drives and not just kind of go wherever. So like with this design, the air will blow through the drives, but it'll also take the path of least resistance and kind of slip on through the sides. So yeah, Rev 8 was basically a box, and then I decided I wanted to make these actually centered and make them nice. So I basically started over from scratch for this. All those were basically iterations, and then this Rev 8 is technically a whole new design. But I wanted to make it so the sides were evenly spaced for at least the drive holes, Not so much for the fan holes, that wouldn't have been possible, but yeah, I wanted to make that. And then I did the nice little recessed holes so the screws would go down there nice and deep without needing, you know, long screws, and they'd be out of the way. Which I believe I got this first try, which was pretty amazing. Interestingly enough, what was the spacing? I believe the spacing, according to the internet, between the solid state drive holes is supposed to be 76 millimeter, but it ends up being somewhere between 76 and 77, usually more along 76.5. But I ended up rolling with the 76 because the holes, if memory serves correct, are 4. No, I think they're 3.5 millimeters in diameter. So they're a little bit bigger than what's necessary for the fine thread screws that 2.5-inch drives use. But it gives you a little slop, so if it's slightly off, it doesn't really matter. Even though that little bit of slop isn't very noticeable. And I stuck with the same thickness. So with these previous ones, it was basically a 3 millimeter plate with 10 millimeter standoff. So this is 13 millimeters thick. I was going to thin it down, but one thing you'll notice with fans, especially with what we're dealing with here, is if you put a fan up against the wall, you basically choke it out and it can't move as much air and it has to work harder. So you want some space away from whatever object it's up against. And that's where Rev 9 comes into play. So in Rev 9, I ended up cutting down a little bit. Also, just trying to figure this out here real quick. All right, yeah, that's what. Also, I only had the 2 millimeter on the bottom of Rev 8. I ended up putting it top and bottom just because make it more uniform. Also get this right orientation. Right now they're oriented the same way. Oh wait, no, they're not. This one's wrong. There we go. These are kind of, well, they are square. Not really kind of. I think. I remember now. They're mostly square, we'll call it that. But yeah, so this is Rev 9. I realized I could cut a taper in to kind of allow for more airflow. And I did thin these out slightly since I have that extra 2 millimeters up top. I believe this ended up being like 8 millimeters in the bottom. And then I don't know what this is after the taper up there. I think there's anything else worth noting. I did get closer to the sides of the screw holes. So I think there's like a 4 millimeter wall there versus like 2.5 or 2. And Rev 9 is basically my final revision. So these aren't the same drives, but these are some just random 15 millimeter SAS drives that I have. And basically with the fans, oops, assembly ends up looking like this. One fan's pushing the air through and the other one's pulling it through. Oops, this fan might be this way. So yeah, it's pushing through on one side and pulling on the other. And it's worked out pretty well. You are restricting a lot of the airflow because basically with this opening you have 45 millimeters worth of drives clogging up the space. And one last revision I did, which I don't have samples of because I'm using them, is I ended up printing this cage but without these crossbars. I only did it on one side because I wanted the intake air to be forced through the drives at a minimum. I wasn't so concerned about the second fan pulling air through because, I mean, I want as much airflow as I can get through the drives, but I also need airflow for stuff beyond the drives. But yeah, so I ended up chopping off this center supports in the model. and I ended up printing just some bars. And that was actually a good improvement because the first fan was doing an okay job of cooling the drives, and the second fan really made them run cooler, but I really needed more cooling for the peripherals down the line. Because, as you can see, there's the two bars. Because the airflow going down this channel here is cooling some cards, and I'm trying to keep that HBA cool. So I'm fine with not sucking all the air directly through the drives on that fan. Oops. But I do want it to pull some while cooling this. And I end up doing the same to this one as well, because this one's cooling off this channel here, which this memory gets pretty warm because it's pretty, there's a lot of restrictions in this area. But yeah, so that was a fun project. I learned a lot. This is the first thing that I've designed for 3D printing that actually turned out good. You could print just the bars and not have the full cage. The only thing I like about having the cage on at least one end is it's forcing the air through, but it also kind of sets up the rigidity. Because if you have just these bars, so if these were the bars, and you imagine these hard drives mounted behind them. Alright, so if these were the bars, and those are your drives, if you have it on like that on both sides, well, they can shift and twist. And granted, your fan will hold that into place, but it just makes life easier when it comes to working with them. But yeah, and otherwise, the temps that I was maintaining were 33 to 37 Celsius with these drives. That's kind of mixed between testing with loads and just sitting idle. Thermally inside here, it does get pretty warm because I am working with a lot of TDP and I'm trying to keep the fan noise reasonable. This does make like a droning fan noise. But otherwise, yeah, this was perfect for mounting the drives. It gave me what I needed to keep them secure and cool. They're not screwed in right now because I don't have the screws yet, but they should be pretty good. Also, I think with the spacing, in this particular case, the Sliger CX2177a, with how high these sit, they're clear of the top cover, but if something really heavy were to smash down, it would give a little bit more support. It'd probably hit the heatsink first, but it's just another, I guess you could say, impact support. But really, I think where these would be better is if you were doing like custom home lab stuff and you wanted to mount drives in a cage like this and have side cooling, because most of the 3D models were doing like back cooling, so there'd be a fan mounted back here and pull the air through the long way. And that's great, there's nothing wrong with that design. It's just I couldn't find anything that was side cooled, which would play nice with something like a 2U case, or maybe if you're building in a, maybe not an ATX case, but maybe like an ITX case or something, and you want to use the fans that were blown from the front to push the air through the drives to the back of your case. I see a lot of computer cases where people basically have it mounted on the inside of the case, and then your SATA SAS ports are facing towards the side panel that you would open. But yeah, I don't know. Otherwise, good chance that this was a sneak peek of my build before it's officially finished. And then otherwise, this was an interesting project. This turned out really good. I'm really happy with it, and I'm probably going to end up trying to sell the Rev 9. There'll be a link to eBay listing, and I will also upload this to Thingiverse. There's nothing really special about this design, so if people feel like ripping it off and selling it without my permission, I I don't know what I'll do. We'll find out. But I will have it up available for non-commercial use. So, one way or another, hopefully that was interesting, and thanks for watching.